to stop the threat of these cruel raids. Now, President Trump said he would, in fact, chill on the raids to see if the parties, both the Democrat and the Republican Party, could work out something regarding the asylum loophole. Now, and problems at the border with the asylum loophole. Which he doesn't really have a fix for the asylum loophole other than the fact that he thinks that it's stupid. Now, for those of you who don't understand what the asylum loophole is, basically the current law states that we can keep undocumented immigrants in the country while they are seeking asylum, immigration asylum here in the U.S. for whatever reason, and until their case actually comes up and that there is an opportunity for them to either be granted permanent asylum in the U.S. or to be found to have to go back to their country. Whatever the case is, in the meantime, while that gets figured out, they are allowed to stay in the country. Now, the president thinks that that's stupid because what that does is more grist for the mill for crime in the United States, which we all know by our political numbers and just by sheer statistics, most of the crimes that are getting committed in the United States are not by immigrants. They're not by undocumented immigrants. They're by people who are legal citizens of the United States. So we all know that that is complete bullshit when it comes to, oh, we've got to get the immigrants out of here because they're raping and they're pillaging. I mean, not to say that that's not happening in some communities, but that's not the majority of where the crime in the United States is coming from. Keep in mind that the raids were specifically targeted for families and children. Now, here's things that you should know about the raids. Now, while they are being kept at bay for the next couple of weeks while the Democratic and the Republican Party figure some things out, here's some things that you need to know or that you can advise any immigrants that you know. They have the right to an attorney. They have the right to remain silent. They have the right against unlawful searches. They don't have to sign anything. And they actually don't even have to open their fucking door. Okay? So those are just basic rights that all immigrants need to know. If you need further help in terms of finding an immigration lawyer, or just anything that you need to know, you can go to immigrationadvocates.org. That's IMMIGRATIONADVOCATES.org. There's a wealth of information there if you are looking for lawyers, if you are looking to find your family, if you've already been separated from them, if you are looking to figure out what this asylum means for you in terms of even the Dreamers Act, or what if your kids are citizens and what does that mean? You can go to immigrationadvocates.org for more information. As a first generation American, I am the daughter of 2 immigrant parents. And I think that what we're necessarily seeing from a political construct is people are afraid of what this world will look like if they are not the majority. You know, all of this stuff is being shrouded in politics, but I think the bigger deal here is that you're definitely seeing a fight against consciousness here in America. And if you just get stuck in the politicizing of what that means, then I think that you will lose the meat and potatoes of what's happening here. I think what's happening is that people don't want to see this world change. I think people are very afraid of, well, what if I'm not the majority? What if I don't get to do my fuck nigga bullshit anymore because I am not at power anymore, or I'm not in charge of the girls anymore? I think President Trump, who's already started campaigning for his next election, next presidential term, I think that immigration speaks to the very base of the people who support him. The people who support President Trump are very much afraid of this world looking different for them, for the wealth looking different for them, for the decreasing of the wealth gap for them, for many things. And I think that we just have to be aware that just because the world is going to change and that there's going to be people here who don't necessarily look like you, I don't think that that's a reason to be afraid. I think that's a reason to celebrate. I think I'm always going to be struck by the sadness of the fact that people can see change as such a threat. So again, that's immigrationadvocates.org. Now let's get into the messy shit. Have any of you guys heard the new edition of Queen's Radio this week? Came out Friday. The bitches have been doing it this week. Shout out to Trina, to Nicki Minaj, to Megan Thee Stallion, to Saweetie, to just all these girls who are out here giving it up this week. Shout out to Missy because she's been getting her roses. Shout out to all the girls because, listen, it's been a queen kind of week. So this week on the new edition of Queen Radio, which Nicki Minaj took the time to not only big up her new single, Megatron, which if you haven't heard it, please go listen to it. It is a bop. She sampled a reggae beat. I believe, was it, Mr. Vegas's Heads High? I don't really necessarily know, but I do know that she sampled a reggae beat. The song is a bop. I'm digging it. She talked about several things on her show, including her collaboration with Trina for the song Baps, which samples the juvenile hit, Project Chick, I believe. Give me a project, right? Is it that? I believe that is the song that it samples. She also got into a couple of things, including speaking to Black China and asking Black China if she's ever thought about having a threesome with her. And she also got into Miley Cyrus, who she referred to as Perdue Chicken. All right, so if you haven't heard this week's Queen Radio, please go onto YouTube, check it out. So Miley Cyrus, I guess, I don't know if she did a song or something where she talked about loving Nicki Minaj, but being more of a fan of Cardi B, which we'll get into Cardi B in a second. And so Nicki took umbrage to that. And she said on Queen Radio that she walked in on Miley Cyrus sucking Mike Will Made It's dick. Oh, yes. And that Miley needs to kiss her ass because Miley basically took advantage of the hip-hop community when it was comfortable for her, which I don't disagree with, and then the moment that it was no longer served her any purpose, she went back to country. I don't know. I just think that happens a lot where the co-opting of Black culture happens. Shout out to KKW on their new makeup leg release for Kim's psoriasis. I love it. Looking to get a pair. Actually, you know what? Can we just talk for 1 second? Can we stick a pin in it for 1 second? Can we talk to Fenty Beauty? I'm loving this leg makeup thing. I would like to buy it from Rihanna. Rihanna, I know you're busy. Okay, because Fenty has her pop-up shop at the Webster on Green Street down in Soho, where she's selling $650 cami dresses. No shade, no tea. I love to see you work in all the finest of Fenty garments because Rihanna, girl, you make my lady lumps excited, and I'm really into you. But at the same time, I need you to make some body makeup, okay, doll? I want to support you in every way. I don't want to give my money to KK Beauty. Although, I will say this. I love you, Kim, and happy birthday again to Northwest, who turned 6 going on 26. But I'd rather buy my Fenty Beauty. Not for just the obvious reasons, but also because I love Fenty Beauty. I just think it's a better makeup line. But in truthfulness, I have not used KKW. So that's all I have to say about that. Did you guys know also that Onika Maraj, aka Nicki Minaj, her mother has released some new music? Oh yes. Nicki's mother has gotten on the bandwagon, and she has. Now, let me just say this, okay? Carol Maraj, who is Miss Carol Maraj to you, because she's a woman of a certain age, and we ain't gonna just be out here calling her Carol. But Miss Carol has released some new music, and it is a bop. Have you not heard it? Oh, no. Pause the show, go listen to it, and then come back to me. I bet you it'll put a spring and a pep in your step. Yes, Miss Carol. Yes, for the house music, Miss Carol. Ow. Now, Nicki refused to talk about this on Queen Radio, but that's fine, because we are here at a seat at the table, and we're here to talk about it. Miss Carol released her own music, and please go listen to it. Please, I beg of you, look up Carol Maraj, Nicki Minaj mom's new single, okay? And get back to me. Nicki also said that she got her marriage license. Now, if you haven't seen her new video for Megatron, she does have her new man in it. Now, Nicki, I want to warn you. You know what? Nicki Minaj, if you guys remember her relationship with Safari, Nicki strikes me as the type of woman who needs a certain kind of man with her. Now, her man is in her new video. And does Nicki require that her men work for her? That's not shade. I'm just saying, like, maybe she just needs to be in charge. Because, as we all know, Nicki used to talk to Meek Mill. And this is after her relationship with Safari. And now this young gentleman, who is a hottie, by the way, Nicki, girl, he's cute. But I don't necessarily know that featuring him in your video was a good idea. I don't know. I just feel like, teetering. Do you really? I don't know. I mean, more power to her. Like, do we really give a fuck? We really don't. So we did go over the fact that Nicki spoke to Black China, who, by the way, do we have any word on the release of her new show on Zeus? And have we found out where to find Zeus? What channel is Zeus? Does anybody know? Because we have to watch this new Black China show. All right, well, when y'all find out, can someone just send me a quick text message or something and let me know? Because I'm watching. I'm supporting. I don't know about you, but I will be supporting the new Black China show. Anyways, so speaking of threesomes, on this week's episode of the Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett and Mother Pinkett and Daughter Pinkett, the Smiths, whatever. Jada Pinkett revealed that she has had a threesome. Now, she had a couple on there that does triples, quadruples. Now, there is a difference between a threesome and a thruple. A thruple is an actual relationship, right? Like, it's three people involved in a relationship, right? Sharing one person, but there's a mutual understanding about this sharing. And then a threesome is just a sexual encounter between three people, right? Now, Jada said that she had a threesome. It wasn't for her. She did not enjoy it too much. She just didn't feel like it was her cup of tea. Now, for years, people have been alleging that Will and Jada are swingers, which I'm not sure that they denied or not, but I found it interesting that she would reveal that she had a threesome in front of her mama and her daughter, but I don't know. What if your mama told you she had a threesome? Wouldn't you just gag? Ooh, child, talk about it. So tonight is the BET Awards. Now, I believe, was it taped yesterday? I don't really know. But Cardi B, who has the most nominations, I believe. She was indicted this week by a New York grand jury